I am Prep Curry, and I am Memphis Made. 100% born and raised in Memphis. Grew up in South Memphis and Whitehaven. Elementary, I went to Graceland Elementary the whole time. And high school, I went to Houston my last year of high school, but originally I was at Hillcrest the entire time. I got into design based off of my mother. We come from honestly nothing, and they don't like for me to talk about it, but you know, you gotta talk about your upbringings. And my mom, she was just very fashion forward, and she still is. I mean, 100% all about fashion. So she made sure that we did not look like where we came from. So she used to start looking for our Easter clothes back in September. So, you know, that's a little minute to look for some Easter clothes. But I took it upon myself to be as fresh as I could, because I went to Hillcrest, and you know, you're gonna get checked there a lot. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't look like what we actually came from by not having this or that like everybody else. I won't say I was the best dressed in high school, but I knew how to mix and match what I had. I tell people this story all the time. I had 3 pair of jeans that was quote unquote fashion forward to the school purposes. And then I had jogging suits and stuff like that. So I used to just mix everything up. So if I wore something on Tuesday, I knew I couldn't wear that again for like 3 weeks, and I'll put it maybe on a Friday or something like that. So I just learned how to style and just wear my stuff totally different. And I had a lot of t-shirts, but I didn't have a lot of bottoms, so I had to learn how to just style myself differently. My very first design that I created actually was in high school. I had a company called Detail Kicks. So I didn't actually start making clothes until I was old enough to basically teach myself how to do it. And that was by my 25th birthday is when I actually started sewing. Growing up, I didn't make any clothes really. I was just styling myself. And like I said, I had the detail kicks, so I would paint anything on anybody's shoes, and I got paid, and I started just driving around the city picking up shoes and turning around and delivering them to everybody. So that was my first business, really. I would say the biggest person that inspired me growing up was Farnsworth Bentley and Dapper Dan. And luckily, by God's grace, those are 2 people that I still reach out to this day, and they're very influential in my life. So they were 2 people that I always paid attention to. Dapper Dan, he taught himself how to sew, and then he started doing his thing in Harlem. And with Farnsworth, it was just how he used to put his stuff on that made me be like, yeah, I could do that too. I want to put the bow ties on, because my mom had me in bow ties since I can remember. So that was something I wouldn't say I idolized, because I don't idolize anybody but God, but I actually did implement that into my life. Fashion is expression within yourself. I tell people all the time, how you dress is how you feel. So if you're literally going to anywhere going the same all the time, that means that you're not actually expressing yourself differently and growing. So if we're wearing the exact same clothes all the time, that's a mental thing. And like I said, everything is deeper than what it actually is. Everything is mental. So fashion is a mental thing. And once you change your life, you change everything. So that goes into fashion as well. For me, fashion is just an expression. It's how you actually want people to look at you, how you walk in the room, how you're expressing yourself. And to me, I like everybody to look at me and be like, he flies. For me, about clothing, it's all about what I've been through. So my purpose is about my clothes. So I start off by looking at the fabrics first. And seeing how it actually will just come to me, because I use flowers for my brand based off of what I've been through. So I was on a really bad path, like really bad. I was getting arrested. Man, my mom took me to juvenile when I was a kid, tried to leave me for a weekend, like, hey, just take them. I would feel like they was almost giving up on me. Most of my cousins was in different gangs, so I didn't know which way I was gonna go, because they were pretty much trying to jump me in. You know, I just started acting out. I lost my brother at a very young age, and we were about 11 and a half months apart. So growing up, seeing other people, brothers actually fighting for them, and I didn't have that. So that made me just get very angry, and I took that out on a lot of people. So when I came up with my brand, I would use flowers to show me as a changed person. So I use that as a focal point of my company to show a difference of me. So it starts with the fabric first. I never just sketch out anything and just say, I'm gonna make this. I look at the fabric first and see how it makes me feel. And that's usually what people look at first is like, oh, I like that. I like the fabric of it. Not necessarily how you made it, but the fabric draws their attention first. So it's a meaning behind my brand more than just saying, I like dope clothes. How I got involved with the Grizzlies is from one of my frat brothers, Elliot Perry. I spoke with him about it, my idea, and then it just went like that. He introduced me to this lady named Candace Stewart, and Candace introduced me to Carly, and then it just kept going on and introducing to so many people, and I let them know like, hey, y'all need to do something with me to do a collab, and we did one this season and last season, and I'm already working on one for the next season. One thing I would say to anybody that wants to be a designer, create your own lane, figure it out, learn everything about it yourself. So I taught myself how to sew, and I went into everything by saying, when I get to the biggest level of this, I want to know it all. I want to know how to do a fashion show myself. I want to know how to take measurements. I want to know how to cut and sew. I want to know everything. So when I get to that corporate level, and I start hiring people in that sort, I can't have someone second guessing anything that I'm doing because I know what I'm talking about. So I would say create your own lane and figure it out. You're gonna get a lot of no's. You're gonna get a lot of ups and downs. I've lost way more than I've gained through this. When I say way more, but that makes you stronger and it makes you hold your head up higher. One thing about our city is we're gonna gravitate to anything positive. Of course, people are gonna speak about the negative, but the positive makes everybody look at things different. This city is a place that will stand behind you when they're seeing that you're actually implementing these things in your life and making sure that that's what it is. So I got to the point where I was okay with people walking away by saying, oh, you trying to act all this, and that's fine. However you wanna feel, that's cool. But you have to put your big boy underwear on and feel like, you know, like this is my purpose and this is what I'm supposed to do. So get your respect and don't let anybody ever tell you what you're doing wrong when you're doing it out of pure heart.